about polysaccharides. In the classification we have seen the what are polysaccharides. They are actually the made up of many monosaccharide units. So first of all we will see homopolysaccharides, which are made up of same type of monosaccharide units. Okay, so the first one example is starch. All of you know that starch is a reserve carbohydrate which present in tubers such as potatoes and in grains, in seeds and in many plant fruits. And there are starches that occur as grains which may be of different shape like spherical, oval, lens shaped or irregular in the form. Okay. Now the chemistry of starch. Actually starch is a monomer of alpha D glucose units and it is made up of two components, amylose and amylopectin. Amylose is around 15 to 20% of total starch and it is a long unbranched straight chain and it is soluble in water, and the linkage in amylase is an alpha 1,4 glycosidic linkage just like that of maltose. Okay. Then amylopectin, instead of amylopectin is around 80 to 85% of total starch and it is a branch structure. Amylose is linear and amylopectin is a branching structure, and in addition to alpha 1,4 glycosidic linkage, here branching is occurred through alpha 1,6 glycosidic linkage. So see here the structure of this is the structure of amylose. Many alpha D glucose units are linked together by alpha 1,4 glycosidic linkage. Their number will be many. Then this is the structure of amylopectin, in which two glucose units are joined together by same alpha 1,4 glycosidic linkage, but the branching from which main branches branching is occurred through alpha 1,6. This is the 6,1 carbon atom and this is the 1. So branching is occurred through alpha 1,6 glycosidic linkage. Now the properties of starch. It is a amorphous powder and it lacks sweetness. All of you know that it lacks sweetness and it is insoluble in cold water. Okay, but it may dissolve or soluble in warm water or hot water. Okay. Then upon partial hydrolysis, the starch yields large fragments which are known as dextrine, and actually this is the dextrine that confers stiffness to cloths that have been starched. Then it is a non-reducing sugar. In fact, all polysaccharides are non-reducing sugar and it gives blue colored complex with iodine solution, and amylases are the enzymes which hydrolyzes this starch. So an example of animal amylases are ptyalin, that is present in saliva, and amylopsin, that is present in pancreatic juice. And plant amylase, in case of plant amylase, the amylase that is present in barley. Okay, amylase, that is beta amylase. Now the next one example of homopolysaccharide is glycogen. Glycogen is the major reserve food in animals. Sometimes it is also known as animal starch because starch only present in plants and glycogen is present only in animal. It is stored in the liver and muscle cells. Okay, and liver glycogen is actually broken down to glucose and passed into the bloodstream, and then from where it is used by the tissues. And muscle glycogen is the source of energy and it provides the energy for the muscle contraction. Now their chemistry, like starch, glycogen is also a polymer of glucose, many glucose units, but the difference is that their structure is much resembled to amylopectin and it is very highly branched structure. It is very branched in comparison to amylopectin, and again same glucose units are linked by alpha 1,4 glycosidic bond and the branching occur through just like this alpha 1,6 linkage branching occur through, and it is a very highly branched structure. You can imagine that their structure is just like a tree. The exterior branches, see here it is just like a tree structure. The exterior branches contain around 6 to 7 glucose units, and the branch point, this is the branch point, and the branch point contains approximate 3 glucose units. So you can see here it is a highly branched structure because there is only 3 glucose units between 2 branch points. Okay. Now again it is a white powder, non-reducing polysaccharide, and it gives red color with iodine, and when we boil it, the red color disappears, and upon cooling this red color reappears. Same just takes place in case of starch which give blue color with iodine. Then beta amylase enzyme enzyme can also act upon glycogen and produce maltose. Now the third one, homopolysaccharide is cellulose, that is the chief constituent of fibrous parts of plant, and the cellulose content of cotton vary 90 to 99%. We can say that cotton is almost pure cellulose, and it occurs in the cell wall of plants. All of you know that the plant cell wall is made up of cellulose. Okay. Now the monomeric unit present in cellulose is beta-D-glucose unit. Okay. Remember it is just different from the starch and glycogen where alpha-D-glucose units were the monomer. Okay. So here beta-D-glucose monomer units are there, and this beta-D-glucose units are linked together by beta-1,4 linkage like this. Many beta-D-glucose units are linked by beta-1,4 glycosidic linkage, that is very different link or bond. Okay. Now cellulose, it is a white fibrous tough solid, and it gives no color with iodine, and it lacks sweetness, and it absorbs cold water, and it adds to the bulk of the fecal matter and facilitate its removal. So it helps in the patient suffering from constipation. Then ruminants and certain insects, wood eating insects, are able to digest this cellulose because in their digestive tract the microorganisms which are present release cellulase enzyme which can digest beta-1,4 glycosidic bond. But here in our digestive tract this cellulase enzyme is absent, that's why we cannot digest cellulose, but it adds bulks to the fecal matter and helps in their excretion or removal. Okay. Now there is many important biological importance of cellulose is there. Wood, cotton, cardboard are largely cellulose, and cellulose xanthase, that is a derivative of cellulose, is very viscous and it is used as lubricating agent or binding agent. Then cellulose nitrates are used in preparation of explosives. Then cellulose acetate is used in preparation of photographic film, and rayon is again a derivative of cellulose. So these are the some biological importance of cellulose. Now the next one, homopolysaccharide is chitin. Chitin is the structural material of the exoskeleton of the arthropoda class. Okay, and it is also important constituent of the tendon and the linings of the digestive respiratory tract of insects and crustaceans. Okay, and it is a linear polymer of N-acetyl D-glucosamine, that is a derivative of glucose. It is also known as amino sugar. Okay, and their structure just resemble the cellulose structure. Here again N-acetyl D-glucosamine units are linked together by beta-1,4 glycosidic linkage. Okay, and due to this presence of this linkage, it is highly resistant to action of the solvents and of bacteria, because only chitinase enzyme can hydrolyze this beta-1,4 glycosidic linkage that is present in chitin. Okay, so actually this structure provides protection to insects or members of arthropoda class animals, because it form their exoskeleton which is resistant to action of solvents and of bacteria. So these are all homopolysaccharide.